Warning, this game contains flashing lights, loud noises, and lots of jump scares, including this jump scare of the game starting. I wish that I could say this was my first time playing this, but the first time that I did, this didn't record correctly, so we're gonna try it again. I will just go ahead and say I was jump scared. But, yes, my friend gave me this game on Steam as a gift, which I very much appreciated because it's a game that I've been wanting to play for quite some time, and never really got a chance. I don't know everything about this game, but I know a good bit, so that's because I've seen Game Grumps play it, and Markiplier, and PewDiePie. Markiplier's the only one who played through the full thing, though. So that's nice.
Hello?
Hello, Scott Cawthon.
I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night.
I appreciate it, man.
I worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be
Could have tidied this place up a bit more, man.
Tell you, there's nothing to worry
There's a literal spider web here.
So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know.
Yeah, I understand legal stuff.
A magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life.
Come to life.
Not responsible for damage to property or person.
Couldn't have worded that any better.
That damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
Nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too.
And they never got a bath?
These characters hold a special place.
I don't know, they look relatively clean to me.
A little respect, right? Okay.
But they are animatronics, so I don't think taking a bath would exactly help them. Is that another cupcake in the background? There's a cupcake here, but that looks like another cupcake.
Something about their servos locking up, they get turned off for too long.
This looks like Pico from Pico School, combined with Tricky the Clown.
Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
I love how underplayed this whole situation is.
The real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcibly pressed inside one of those could
Don't
cause
poop on floor.
discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask.
I'm assuming that someone got their entire body stuffed in this cupcake, and that's why you can only see the eyes.
Check those cameras and remember to close the doors.
That's just my assumption.
Absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. All right.
I want to see fan fiction about that. Alright, I guess now is the time when they should be active, but they haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, this game has been fascinating to me for a variety of different reasons. Partly because it's unlike any other horror game that I've seen, and I've seen a fair number of them now, mostly just watching them on YouTube, but I've played a few, such as SCP Containment Breach and Slender, but in those games you wander around yourself, and you know, if there's a monster coming after you, you have to strategize to evade that monster. You might run away, or not look at it, or look at it, or whatever the case may be. And you know, that's very different psychologically from being stuck in one room, unable to do anything. Well, Bonnie's out. And Bonnie is... Gosh, Bonnie is startling. That's what I discovered. Hi, Bonnie. Kind of cute, but startling. And because it's a he, his design is based on Robbie from Silent Hill, which is kind of fun. That's more obvious in the sequel than it is in this game, but still. And if my knowledge is accurate about Bonnie's mechanics, Bonnie's position throughout the restaurant is completely randomized. So there's no way to predict exactly when Bonnie will show up at the door, which is just lovely, just the most lovely thing. The other characters, however, are more predictable, except maybe Freddy. I just know Freddy doesn't become active until later in the week. So that's good news for me. Chica follows a path. Foxy follows a dreadful path. So really I'm most concerned with checking this left door. I used to think that Bonnie was a number of things. First I thought Bonnie was Freddy, because my first exposure to this game was watching the Game Grumps play it, and the thumbnail for their first video, entitled Five Nights at Freddy's, had a picture of Bonnie attacking the screen. So I just naturally assumed that Bonnie was Freddy, even though Bonnie is obviously the bunny, and that makes perfect sense to me now. Then I also thought, Bonnie, would you be so kind as to show up at the door? That would be very helpful for my explanation. What is going on that screen? Oh, there you are. Yeah, Bonnie looks like a hippo to me, more than a bunny. And Bonnie's already on. That's great. The most convenient thing. I played the demo of this game a long time ago, actually, so aside from what I just attempted to record, this is not my first time playing the game, but whenever I first played it, I'm pretty certain that it was not as eventful as the full game is on the first couple of nights. Oh, and Chica's out too. And I say that because Bonnie showed up once in the first night and nothing else happened. And that's all I can really say about that. And then nothing happened on the second night either. Got through both without any problem. So I really feel like something probably changed. Unless I'm just nuts. Hi, Chica. Chica should be arriving around the corner soon enough. She'll be coming around the hallway when she comes. Pretty sure Chica is the only female of the animatronics. I mean, of the characters represented by the animatronics, since they're not exactly gender-based themselves. Alright, well, Foxy's slowly making his way forward. Not that it will matter, since I'm probably going to keep this door closed for the rest of the night, the 1 hour that there is left. And because it's the first night, I don't think that Freddy does anything, so I could probably just close both doors by now and be home free, but I won't. Instead, I'll just stare at this cupcake. Okay, well... yeah, I can... I think I'm safe. I think I'm fine. Not a problem. First night... yeah, first night is over. Well, that was a lovely time. I didn't fear for my life or anything of that sort. Playing this game is definitely more frightening than it is watching it, because... I mean, watching it, or really, this applies to any horror game and not just this one, but there's it's much less predictable if you're actually playing the game for yourself. than if you're watching a video, because you know the video is just a streamlined process. Everything is predetermined.
Listen, you made it to day 2.
And that's part of it.
I won't talk quite as long this time.
There are other parts of it. I want to listen to Scott talk, because he's a lovely voice actor.
It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come on stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights.
Yep, I've been using them. Probably more than I need to, and more than I should, because I am paranoid.
So if you can't find something, or someone on your cameras, be sure to check the door lights. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time.
I should be more concerned about my power than I am right now.
I don't know. Anyway,
I'm not really being very careful.
Under control. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, Scott. Or not, since you probably die. Although he's colloquially known as the phone guy. I just refer to him as Scott because I'm pretty sure he did the voice acting, because he made the rest of the game, and I don't think there are any people listed as voice actors. What was I saying earlier? I think I was saying something about Bonnie. Maybe not. Yeah, I think, oh, that's right, I was talking about watching the game versus playing it. Another thing about watching the game, especially if you're watching Let's Players do it, is that there's commentary over the video. So, that definitely does a lot for taking away from the atmosphere. Not that it completely takes away the atmosphere, but there's definitely a factor of the horror that is removed by someone distracting you from everything that's going on. And that is particularly true in a game which has more ambience than you would expect whenever you have the sound on and everything. Like, this frickin' kitchen, it keeps making noises that startle me. Because it's the only camera that isn't a camera, it's just audio. It's quite frightening. And as is true with any game, if you're the one playing it, then the experience is directly transmitted to you, the player. You're not just witnessing it, you're a part of the experience, which automatically makes it more impacting. Well, that's not a good sign. I don't know what it actually means whenever the light... Oh gosh, I just closed out of the window. And then I immediately die. It's easy to click out of the window because I have this full screen on one screen and I have two screens open. Or I have two monitors. I guess saying screen makes things more confusing since this game has tons of cameras of its own. I'm surprised that this night is less eventful so far than the first one. Could it be because I'm being more careful, or... Well, I say I'm being more careful, but then again, I also clicked outside the window and ruined everything. So... eventually something terrible will happen. I mean, whenever I played this earlier and recorded the audio incorrectly, Bonnie showed up at 5 AM whenever I thought that I was about done with the second night. That was a good time. Just the most lovely time. A time to celebrate. I sort of have this natural inclination to use the 420 night strategy, I guess, that I have heard but have never done, because I've never gotten anywhere past night 2. I think the demo was only 2 nights. Yeah. Just more or less check the door lights and then a couple of cameras, but nothing else. So that probably makes this really boring to watch. Gosh. Stupid camera. I don't know why it turns off. That's one thing that I don't know about this game. Like I said, there's a lot that I do know about it and a lot that I don't. I'm glad Foxy is at bay. Get it? Because Foxy is a pirate. Hello, Hippo. You'll go away eventually, I'm sure. Oh, hey, Chica's here too. It is just the best party. Rah! Rah! Chica has the best face. I don't consider Chica to be all that frightening compared to the other animatronics because she's like behind the window, not actually right there in front of you. I think it's safe now. I don't know where Chica actually goes after this. Okay, Chica's whatever. I'm still not sure why Bonnie is named Bonnie when Bonnie is a man character. Not that it matters. It's just interesting. Because I can't think of any male equivalent names with Bon in them. Unless you're referring to, like, James Bond. Yes. Bonnie from this game is actually James Bond. Did I blow your mind? Wouldn't it explain the lovely bow tie? I don't actually remember if he wears a bow tie. Haven't been checking on the pirate, whatever that's called. Pirate Cove. Enough. Or maybe I've been checking it just the right amount. It's hard to really say. I've heard that if you check it not often enough or too much, then it makes Foxy come out more, but I don't know how accurate that is, because it seems like it wouldn't matter how much you check it if it just happens at random when Foxy comes running at you. Oh, well, that went smoothly, strangely enough. I don't know why things are going relatively well, but, yeah.